Well, despite the fact that the clouds are starting to clear in the background, this next race is certainly going to be well and truly wet. Welcome back to Adria Karting Raceway for the mini final. We started with 83 drivers and we're down to the final 34 for the first of their finals here over the next 2 weeks. Martinez Stenson, the Norwegian, will start on pole position alongside Nikita Bedren, Antonelli, Cenedesi, Alfio Spinner, who won here. Remember the Champions Cup back at the start of the year. Ruslan Fomin, Matteo De Paolo, M. Flack out of grid number 8. Kirill Kutskov, another Russian, and Francisco Polito. Ariel Elkin, the Israeli, alongside Brando Badouer, who switched to the Paralin team for the remainder of 2017. Timoteusz Kuchacic, Christian Bertuca, also in the Evo Kart, Pingasov Peterson, Lucas Malik, Ian Eichmans, Antonio Apicella, and Gianluca Costantino. This is 10 laps. The track is absolutely wet. Normally the lead changes multiple times every lap in a 60cc mini final. We can expect it to change multiple times per corner. Stenson for the Paralin team on the left of your screen. Bedren, the racing Russian for Team Baby Race in 5:01. Looks to get a run, does the Russian already. Martinez looks behind, says, "Where are you, Nikita? I'm ready to race. I'm on pole, I dictate the pace." They come down into the Magny-Cours chicane. 10 laps, stand by for this one. The mini final here in the rain of Adria in northern Italy. We go round one more time. Another formation lap. As Andrei Petrovic rejoins the field from pit lane, was slow getting out, and we'll start this one from the back of the grid. $83 drivers in the 60cc mini class. 68 in the 2 pre-finals, and we're down to the final 34. Martinez Stenson, the second generation racer, as the field bunch up towards the Vegas sweeper. His father was top competitor in European championships in the 1990s, racing in the Intercontinental C class that we now know as KZ2. The Norwegian has been exceptional all weekend. After 83 drivers, he starts this one on pole. Where will he be in 10 laps time? We're about to find out. The conditions are atrocious. It's not actually that cold. It's still around about 15 degrees ambient temperature, which for this part of the world at this time of the year is not too bad. Stenson and Bedren from Norway and Russia respectively, well, for them it's positively a summer's day. Antonelli and Cenedesi, the 2 Italians on the second row of the grid. We wait for the start, which we now have. Perfect textbook maneuver from Stenson. It just accelerated straight as an arrow down into turn number 1. Bedren runs wide. Look at the spray. Karts off everywhere into the first corner. Some on the track, some stay off it. Stenson will lead the race, though incredibly difficult to see. 2 karts have gone round. They will rejoin, though. One of them is the Paralin of Alessandro Cenedesi. So Cenedesi, a problem for the Italian. Cenedesi has looped it, rejoins, but is at the back of the field. Bedren does recover and gets past Stenson already on the opening lap of this race. This is a 10-lap final. Bedren has been awesome in the dry conditions. The wet track, it's a completely new ball game for the Russian. Stenson back in second spot. They take the wide line coming onto the straight. Bedrin already with a nice lead. One of the CRGs going out wide. That's M. Flack. Marcus Flack, who won the Race of Stars in similar conditions back in his home country just a few weeks ago, went rallycross, comes across the line in P6, head of Brando Badoer, who's made a great start. The driver from Montebelluna in northern Italy, up into 7th, and Francesco Polito, Kirill Kutskov, and Nicolas Puyati rounds out the 10. So the order is Bedrin, Stensone, and Ruslan Foreman. Makes it 2 Russians in the top 3. Then Alfio Spinner lurking, and Ariel Elkin, the Israeli driver, in position number 5. The field spreading out. This is very unusual for a 60cc mini race, despite the conditions. Alfio Spinner, meanwhile, goes up into P3. Runs very wide, off the track, in fact. Sideways, coming into the hairpin from Ruslan Fomin. So the baby race team drivers running 1 and 2. There's Alfio Spinner. There's Martina Stensone. The Norwegian from pole position is now off the podium. Various lines taken onto the straight. There's Ariel Elkin, 5.29. Marcus Flack would love to get up on the podium. He's currently in position number 6, 1 spot ahead of Polito, who's just got past young Brando, also in the Paralin. There's Alfio Spinner. Elkin over the back of Stensone. Flack. Then a bit of a gap back to Polito, Badoer, Constantino, De Paulo, Silverholm, Ifran, Miran Pingasov down in 13th. Shke Bora, Ian Eichmans rounds out the top 15. Flack is just passed by Francesco Polito, but already a tremendous lead from Nikita Bedrin, and this is most unusual in the 60cc mini category. Alfio Spinner down the inside makes the move on Ruslan Fomin. They rejoin the track. Opposite lock from both of them. Ariel Elkin. I tell you what, the Israeli in the 5.29 Formula K is absolutely flying. The Russians still 1 and 2. But Spinner will have the line coming onto the straight. Goes up the inside. Ruslan Fomin out in the grass. Almost turned it right round. Spinner says, thank you very much. The Italian now splits the Russians. Can Alfio Spinner set about catching the leader, Nikita Bedrin? The gap is 1.6 seconds here at Adria Karting Raceway. Fomin back in 3rd. Then it's Ariel Elkin. Flack up to 5th spot now. Stensone is fading the pole sitter as Spinner straight lines over the ripple strip. Stensone, the Norwegian from pole, back to 6th. His hopes of getting up onto the podium are disappearing by the lap, and he certainly deserved it. He's been awesome all weekend, but he's falling back through the field. Francesco Polito also looking to get past the Norwegian driver. .501 Nikita Bedrin for Team Baby Race. The gap is 1.6 seconds. As Ruslan Fomin going through, his countryman. Alfio Spinner, I'd suggest, is catching him quite rapidly. Alfio from grid number 5. They come across the line. It was 1.6 seconds. It's down to 1.3. The Italian took 0.3 of a second out of the Russian, who runs wide at the exit of turn number 1. Some brilliant talents racing here. Bedrin has been brilliant all weekend. Alfio Spinner, what a year he has had. He won here back in January, the WSK Champions Cup. A week later, the first round of the Super Masters Series. The Winter Cup, the Margutti Trophy. A busy year for the young Sicilian, and he's currently on the podium, but in P2. Fomin in 3rd spot, under pressure from Ariel Elkin, the driver from Israel. 1 step off the podium. It has been a long time since we've had an Israeli driver on the podium at a CIK FIA event. Bedrin, Spinner, they'll almost be on the same shot in a few moments. The field is spread out. There is Spinner coming onto the straight. The rain eases up just a little bit. 1.3 seconds, the gap last time. Now, down to 9/10 of a second. Spinner, he's definitely catching the Russian. At half race distance, we do have a battle raging. He will catch him, be assured, by the end of the race, and the Russian and the Italian will go wheel to wheel. He's now on the same screenshot. Ariel Elkin tries the move on Ruslan Fomin. Meanwhile, the Israeli on the back of the Russian for the final step of the podium. Just behind them is mighty Marcus Flack, and then the rest of the field, Polito Stensones back to 7th, De Paulo, Pingasov, Ifram, Bora, Baduea, Brando's fallen back to 12th, head of Silverholm, Costantino, Ian Eichmann still holds down position number 15. The gap 9/10 of a second, you can see it on your screen. Bedran runs off the track, trying to get every bit of grip that he can out of these Vega wet tyres. Spinner has reeled him in like the rate of knots. It was 9/10 of a second last time. You can see they're on the same screenshot now. Coming onto the straight, Spinner will be right on the tail of the Russian. Here comes Alfio Spinner, the Sicilian, for Team Gamoto. Bedran, the Russian, for Team Baby Race. Again, Bedran runs wide. Spinner follows him, takes the same line. They both find that there's a bit more grip out there, off the track. So there's Alfio, the gap, 3/10 of a second, loses a little bit in the early part of the lap, but this is where Alfio closes right up. Fomin still holding on to P3, albeit only just. Elkin, meanwhile, made that move and has fallen all the way back through the field. The Israeli, chances of getting up on the podium and now next to 0. He's well outside the top 10 now. Marcus Flack now moves up into P4, also driving for the Gamoto Racing Team. Bedrin, Alfio Spinner, 3 laps to go at the end of this one. Spinner down the inside, can he take the lead? Not this time because Bedrin has the engine RPM. 3.9 kilometres remain here in this, the mini final. The first round of the WSK Final Cup for 2017. Bedran is resisting the challenge. Again, runs off on the outside of the ripple strip, almost in the grass. They take the wide line, which is the quicker line here in the wet. Eichmann's now moves up into 11th spot ahead of Bertuca. Rashid Al-Dahedi from the back of the grid. The driver from the United Arab Emirates started on the second last row, now up inside the top 10 as Spinner goes down the inside and takes the lead away from Nikita Bedran. Well, can the Russian respond with 2.5 laps to go? He reeled in a lead of 1.6 seconds. Bedran down the inside, retakes the lead. Now the race is on for the 60cc mini final here at a very wet Adria Karting Raceway. The Russians run second and third. Alfio Spinner from Sicily in southern Italy now leads, where he won at the start of the year 10 months ago. The WSK Champions Cup. Look at the lead he's already put on Bedran. Can the Russian respond? Different lines coming onto the straight. Bedran hasn't given up on taking the win here this afternoon. Down into turn number 1 again, they run wide. It is much easier to chase than it is to lead, and Bedran reels him in with a lap and a half to go. The Russian on the back of the Italian. 2 Italian teams, Team Gamoto and Team Baby Race. Spinner did put the lead on him. He gets sideways over the ripple strip. Almost lost it, did Alfio Spinner, the young Italian. Bedran senses his opportunity coming up into the Vegas sweeper. A lap and a half now remain. Alfio Spinner. Can he make it yet another win here at Adria Karting Raceway? They go through the back part of the circuit for the second to last time. Again, they run off the circuit here at Adria Karting Raceway. Down the inside goes Nikita Bedran, retakes the lead. Spinner gets him on the exit. They'll get the last lap board next time round. Bedran took his opportunity but lost out exit speed as they come onto the straight. Now this is the last lap of the 60cc mini final here at Adria Karting Raceway. Spinner leads. Bedran will make the move. Whether he can hold it, that's another question. Bedran's fast through this part of the track. The Russian in the blue 501 goes down the inside, tries the outside. Alfio Spinner, can the Sicilian hold off the Russian? They straight line the ripple strip. Down into the hairpin, here comes Bedran, takes the lead, tries to put Spinner out into the marbles. He did it successfully, looks right, looks left, there is Spinner. They go into the Vegas sweeper. Up the inside goes Alfio. The Russian runs off the track. Bedran responds immediately. The final few corners of the 60cc mini final. Bedran tries to put Spinner into the ripple strip. Spinner responds. It is getting ragged here in the final few corners. They touch. Bedran puts Spinner out wide. Spinner gets him on the exit. Bedran will go through into the final few corners. Can he hold on? Spinner up the inside. Bedran watch him on the exit. Spinner spins. Alfio Spinner has spun. Can he hold on to third? Or will Francesco Polito or Ruslan Foreman get him? Oh, he's furious. Bedran wins. Ruslan Foreman, you wouldn't believe it, makes it a Russian 1 and 2. And Francesco Polito third. Martina Stensone, the Norwegian from pole, recovered to finish fourth, just one step off the podium. Alfio Spinner, fifth. Well, Nikita Bedran has been in superb form all weekend. Dry conditions, wet conditions. Started this one on grid number 2, the outside of the front row, and has come across the line to take a sensational win here at Adria Karting Raceway. Ruslan Foreman, his countryman, in the 557 TM-powered Tony Kart, makes it a Russian 1-2. As we look at the highlights, look at the conditions at the start of the race. The rain is easing up as we do look at these highlights. Martina Stensone made a good start. The Norwegian fell back to as low as 8th at one point. And Nikita Bedran came through, got past Stensone. Also Ruslan Foreman, rally cross early part of the race. Bedran and Spinner, they went wheel to wheel. It got ragged towards the end of the race. There was contact between the two, the Russian and the Italian. Spinner and Bedran, they changed the lead 4 times on the final lap. Spinner looked to have had the lead. Bedran lined him up though. Into the Vegas sweeper. They tried to keep it clean as long as possible. Very difficult in these conditions. Bedran, Spinner, they touch. They both run off the circuit. The final few corners, this was awesome stuff from the 60cc mini drivers. Spinner was copying none of it. They gave as good as they got. Spinner spins on the final corner. Comes across the line to finish in P5, but the win goes to Nikita Bedran. Ruslan Foreman takes second. It's a Russian 1 and 2. And Francesco Polito, the final step of the podium. course, we do have 2 finals remaining for OK Junior and, of course, for the OK Direct Drive class. And we'll be back in 7 days' time for the second and final round of the WSK Final Cup for 2017. So we're about to get underway with our first podium. Thanks for staying with us in very trying conditions. He's put in a great performance all weekend. 3rd place for the Luxor Kart team in KZ2 from Italy, Francesco Iacovacci. 2nd place for the Danilo Rossi Kart racing team from Bucharest, Romania, Daniel Vasile. And a welcome return to international karting for the former World Cup champion, the GP3 race winner. Pole position, 3 heat wins the pre-final. He wins the final, Alessio Lorandi. As the girls to present the trophies, 3rd place, Francesco Iacovacci. 2nd place, Daniel Vasile. And to the winner of the first round of the WSK Final Cup, Alessio Lorandi. The girls also to present the magnificent Avio Milano timepieces to Francesco, Daniel and Alessio as we stand by for the national anthem of Italy. The podium for KZ2, 3rd place, Francesco Iacovacci, 2nd place, Daniel Vasile, and the winner, Alessio Lorandi. We will see these drivers back in action next week for the 2nd and final round of the WSK Final Cup here at Adria Karting Raceway. The KZ2 podium here at Adria Karting Raceway. Alessio, Daniel and Francesco. We'll see them back in action 7 days' time, hopefully on a dry circuit here at Adria Karting Raceway. We are about to continue with the 2nd podium of the afternoon, despite the conditions. It was a sensational race, the 60cc mini drivers. Decided on the very last corner. A Russian 1 and 2 decided on the final corner. Bad luck to Alfio Spinner. Did come across the line in P5 though. So still in with a chance of taking the WS Final Cup next week. We now proceed with the 2nd podium of the afternoon. What a sensational race it was on the very final lap. The 60cc mini class, terzo posto, Francesco Polito. Second place from Russia, Ruslan Fomin. And the winner, also from Russia for Team Baby Race, Nikita Bedrin. The girls to present the trophies. Third place, Francesco Polito. Second place, Ruslan Fomin. And the winner, Nikita Bedrin. The girls also to present the magnificent Avio Milano timepieces. To third place, Francesco. Second place, Ruslan. And the winner, Nikita. As we stand by for the national anthem of Russia. The podium for the 60cc mini drivers. Third place, Francesco Polito. Second place, Ruslan Fomin. And the winner, Nikita Bedrin. 2 races done, 2 remaining here this afternoon, the WSK Final Cup. In a few moments, the Junior Final.